Hello, welcome to another episode of thytruth. Today we're going to talk about communication pitfalls to avoid. As we know, communication is very, very important in any sort of relationship, be it work relationship, family, friends, neighbors, colleagues, you name it. Whatever it is, communication is key. There are some things that we do that makes communication quite difficult. I call them communication pitfalls. Now, these are the things that you might want to think about when you're communicating with someone that you care about, someone you're in a relationship with, and they can cause a series of wahala, this problem in your relationships. Number one is the silent treatment. This is something I'm a little bit guilty of, maybe a lot. And well, when it comes to silent treatment, personally, I'm trying to defend myself. It is more from a place of, not from a place of punishment. I'm not doing it to punish the other person. I'm doing it because it's my defense mechanism. It's a way that I just shut down. I don't realize until later that my silent treatment is hurting the other person, while others might do it as a means to punish others. Whatever the reason is, whether it's a defense thing, you're trying to avoid conflict, or you are being mean about it, whatever the issue is, it is something that can hurt a relationship. Shutting them off, shutting them out can cause more damage. I've had to make a conscious effort to understand that being silent isn't going to help. Being silent isn't going to resolve anything. I might shut down a little bit, but expressing how I feel or talking about it is important. Because if I don't air my views or say why I feel hurt and I just shut down, they will not realize that they've probably crossed a line or they've done something to hurt me. So silent treatment doesn't help. Number two is bringing up things from the past. That is something that can cause serious communication wahala. Yes, we all make mistakes. We've done things that we're not proud of. I feel like if your partner is able to trust and talk to you about their past mistakes, using it against them isn't going to resolve anything. It will just amplify. It's just basically counterproductive to dig things from the past. So I'm also guilty of this a little bit, but the thing is, I keep defending myself, but the thing is, I feel like when I do that, when it comes to bringing things from the past, it's because they have not been resolved. It's because we still haven't finished business. So it's something that would spur up in the heat of the moment. And because we haven't come to a compromise, we haven't resolved it, I would bring it up. But it still doesn't make it right. That's why it's important to just resolve it. Bringing it up is counterproductive. Number three is screaming while you're communicating. Yelling while you're trying to communicate it's ineffective. It doesn't work. Everyone is being defensive. At the end of the day, you yell, I scream, you scream. We are not listening to each other. We're just angry, and again, ineffective way to communicate or process what is going on in your relationship. Basically, it just makes things intensified when you're both angry and yelling and screaming. And another communication pitfall is putting down your partner, whether you're doing it out of humor or you're being sarcastic, saying negative things or being negative towards your partner doesn't help with communication. When you use inappropriate terms or terminology to argue about something, to you it might be harmless, to you it might just be a joke, you might just think you're being sarcastic, but it's hurting the other person. At the end of the day, you're not communicating. It just leads to a series of issues and wahala. The next one is walking away from a conversation. Let's say in a mid-conversation, or you're arguing or talking about something and you just disengage and walk away, leaving the conflict or leaving the conversation unresolved. That doesn't help. It just makes it worse. I know there's times we need to time out. when you think that things are becoming too heated or overwhelming, you can time out. Telling your partner that you're going to time out now or you're going to walk away instead of just doing that, I think that's a little bit better than just going away. Another communication pitfall is a disrespectful body language. Now, this is kind of like a nonverbal behavior where you are not into the conversation. This speaks a lot of volume. You might not be saying anything, but your body language, your attitude is pretty much communicating what you feel. Your partner's trying to communicate and you just flip your eyes up and down, or you roll your body one way or the other, roll your eyes. It means that like you're not into the conversation, you're not interested in the conversation, or they're trying to communicate with you and you're just checking your phone instead of facing them and, making eye contact, or you're watching television or playing a game or something. It gives the other person the vibe that you don't want to communicate. They can feel a little bit disrespected from that. Basically, the bottom line is communication is the foundation of any relationship, any successful relationship, any relationship that wants to excel. Yeah, I know communication is not easy. It takes a lot of work, hard work from both parties to make communication effective in your relationship. If you think that you can't or you're not able to communicate with your partners, maybe you could seek help. Or you both work on the underlying issues, because there could be a few issues that are not being spoken about. So it's important to consider seeing someone if you feel like you're not getting through in your relationship when it comes to communication. Either you work on yourself or you both work on yourselves and you work on your relationship to work through any problems or underlying wahala or issues that is going on in your relationship. In all of this, I wish you well and thank you for listening.
Meet you again at another episode of thytruth. Finding your truth with Efemena.